That's a pretty plane.
I can hear myself when I'm not even talking.
That
is an issue.
That's a real problem. A problem all to itself,
right.
in itself. Good morning. Hey. How you doing, brother? Dun, 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 dun. Two Bros Podcast, episode 30. Wow, 30. 30. Had a cool couple of hybrid podcasts.
Hybrids, yes.
Through Instagram Live, which worked out really well.
Yeah, it worked out better than I thought it was going to work.
Yeah, so I had some issues with the 29, only because it you have to do it and then you have to screen record it afterwards, like to play it back.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I've been doing it, and even though I screen record it when we do it, it's weird. It's just two different things. Can't get sound, can't get this, but I found out. But then I forgot I have to turn off the connections and stuff because once like a tweet comes in or a alert, it stops the music, then gives the notification, and then all the sound is lost.
I got you.
So we only recorded about 40 minutes on episode 29 out of 59. You know, because Instagram only allows you.
It only allows you 1 hour.
Right, 1 hour. So
and that's the one where you started off. You started off with DJ Harlem, right? With
not DJ Harlem, but that's actually DJ Harlem's uncle.
Black Magic.
DJ Black Magic.
Negro Mágica.
Negro Mágica. DJ Black Magic joined in talking about his illustrious breakfasts. Again with the Franks and Beans.
Franks and Beans!
Franks and Beans! And I was like, yo, what do you do to it? The way, you show it and it's like, all right, I think I want to try it. Because I haven't had Franks and Beans in a long time. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
And, at the time, wait, huh?
Uh-oh. What's going on? 2? Unzi dos? I don't see the registry coming up.
Yeah,
baka,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Baka, Chewbacca.
Chewy. Let me just, you keep talking. Let me just do a little technical.
I'll keep talking away.
See if
I'll
there's
keep talking away. It's funny when you say, hey, just go ahead and keep talking, and all of a sudden I don't have shit to say.
I know.
So I just like
we were fine
blows
here.
my mind.
Yeah.
Slide it, baby. Oh, that's actually, that picks up better.
Yeah, because it's a dynamic microphone, and as every episode I'm learning more and more about
dynamic microphone.
Yeah.
You slid it in the hole.
Yeah, so cool, Ben. Like we said, 2 episodes on the road worked out really well with Instagram Live and or
Grammage.
Yes,
doing Instagram Grammage.
Yeah. So I myself hit the road last week. Spent the whole week on the West Coast.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't even do that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Oh, WC.
Yeah, I can't do that. It's okay. W.
Yeah, well, I could do that. W. I used to do that a lot for
the North. Ah, son of a bitch!
Bitch of a son.
What you need? Paper towels?
Yeah, something
Paper
like
towels
that.
for the rescue.
Go in the bathroom. There's towels hanging. Yeah, producers bringing us towels.
It's a white Gatorade towel. Isn't that what I should be using?
Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
cool beans.
Catch and pitch. Troll.
Thank you, executive producer. Executive producer is always looking out for the best of the studio. And sometimes things just get real.
All right, now we're clean.
Now we're all clean. So yeah, out in the West Coast.
Dub C.
Yeah, we have an office in LA, and we're moving to another office in LA in Woodland Hills and something. So got a cool chance to hang out with my wife's family, Uncle Errol and his son Errol Jr. And took me out on a town LA style. Went down to LA Live, like by the Staples Center and all that stuff. very interesting. I mean, all the statues of
Right.
the greats. You know, the that's a pretty plane.
Statues.
Yeah, well, you know, Magic,
Mm-hmm.
Kobe, Kareem. You know,
Mhm.
it's nice that they have all these statues and stuff of these guys. Not a people think statues like really, you know.
Well, I think
Take that statue down.
Yeah, it's like they think it means something. It's like it's not. It's like, you know, I don't know.
Well, I mean, okay. So I'm not a fan of statues being paid with taxpayer money because that means you would have to ask everyone, is this okay?
Right.
Like, you take
Right.
my dollars, so some committee decides to
Right.
say, hey, we're going to put a statue of, you know,
Right.
Dr. So-and-so that killed, you know, made abortion babies or whatever, you know, the guy in Central Park.
The guy in Central Park, yeah.
And that when I visited, I went by and just so happened to see it. And it was kind of creepy because of the story around it.
Because of the story around it, right.
But I've been to Central Park 100 times and never cared anything about that statue.
Well, exactly. It's the same thing that happened on, my wife was talking about this the other day when, like, the students had this thing about the Thomas Jefferson statue.
Yeah.
You know, wanting to get rid of the Thomas Jefferson statue because he owned slaves. And she said, you know what? I went to this school. I work at this school. I've been on this campus for maybe half of my life.
Never knew it was
I've
there.
never known this goddamn statue was even there.
Looks like more of a place for birds than
and
it is
people,
for...
yeah. And then people saying like, oh, I just when they walk by, they get triggered, and why should people be reminded of slavery and when they walk by and
the evils?
It just brings it's like all of this, like there's no pristine, who is the unblemished soul that we should acknowledge if we're going to acknowledge anybody,
right? Right, who's worthy of a statue?
Who's worthy of a statue? I mean, you want to put up a statue of Martin Luther King Jr., fine, that's great. Martin Luther King's statue was a tremendous womanizer, and he plagiarized his dissertation. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, everybody's got dirt under their fingernails.
Martin Luther King had a side chick.
Yeah, had a couple side chicks.
A couple of side chicks, and there's a lot of pictures with Coretta looking like doing that little side eye. Like,
doing that little, I'll take this picture.
I'll take this for the greater good of mankind, but your ass is going to get dealt with.
But I'm waiting for you to take a bath so I can boil some hot grits.
Al Grits Green. Yeah, who is worthy of a statue? I don't know. I mean, like, okay, for one, since we're on the topic, I don't know how we started talking about this, I guess L.A. A statue of Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, a fictional character.
I'm not cool with that because he doesn't even exist.
Right.
Like, at least put the real guy that he was, like, the story was after. I don't know. I mean, that to me is kind of funny. That's like having a statue of Santa Claus.
Right. Yeah.
Well, then again, it's statues of Jesus. There's statues. So good for the goose, good for the gander. Right. So kind of depends on what you believe in,
what
right?
You believe in, what you will. But like you said, it's also what you're willing to pay for. Like if tax dollars pay for it, know. Like if you wanted to build a statue outside of, I don't know, whoever, pick somebody, just, outside of your home, I'm putting the statue of Kumo D.
Yeah.
Outside.
Kumo D. That would be dope. Kumo D statue?
A Kumo D statue. And then somebody came by and said, oh, did you know that Kumo D stole quarter waters in whatever?
Well, like Africa Bambaataa, right? He was
Bambaataa is that's a...
Ooh. But he's an icon in the business, but he had some children issues, huh?
Yeah, a little touching people that were kind of couldn't consent type.
Who's worthy of the statue? That's kind
Nobody.
of the...
Nobody. That's the one he wants to be. Like, so, yeah, going back to what you said about L.A., athletes and stuff like that, you can acknowledge that accomplishment.
Yeah.
That this person did this. And maybe that's a safe realm.
Okay, so leave it on the floor. Like leave it. You're memorializing him for that event, not his entire life.
Not for the type of person he is, because he could be a shitty human being.
Yeah, shitty dad. Shitty. Golfer. I don't know. Maybe he was a good basketball player, wasn't a good golfer. So I get that. I mean, that's pretty much the idea when I'm seeing around it. But West Coast definitely a good vibe. Not good on traffic, man. These guys have not fucking figured it out. In my short time there, I was only in LA for 2 days and in Vegas for 3.
Mm-hmm.
And LA has a pretty decent subway. No one's on it. No one's
I
on
never
it.
knew they had a subway.
No one rides
I
it.
knew they had buses and stuff. I never knew they had a subway.
They got a fucking subway, man. And
Well, doesn't Elon Musk want to dig into the LA subway or some shit like that? Or?
Because no one uses it, so it's like fuck it.
So there's no one there.
There. People are there. It's just not like ours where it's
packed with people, right?
Packed with people. This is the way. Everyone there is like fucking drive to where they gotta go. And you could see the incentive, like gasoline in LA was $5.60 a gallon. Yes. So that hasn't even deterred people from like, raise the price so maybe people will start using the PT.
Yeah. No,
they're all fucking
they're
movie
driving
stars.
Their cars.
Yeah, they got to get to a gig and then be at their Starbucks job,
right?
And then because they got to be so many different places,
back and forth, right? They need the convenience of that. $5.60. That's equivalent to what it is in Europe,
and that's only a liter in Europe. They give you a liter.
Right. It's because when I went there, I'm looking at the gas prices and I'm saying, oh, these gas prices aren't that bad. I'm seeing 185, oh my goodness,
yeah,
what are you guys complaining? And then I look and I say, oh, that's a liter. So you need to get that 4 times for a gallon,
right?
Which ends up being like 5-6 euros.
It was like that when we went to Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, obviously, we think is a U.S. territory as of it is technically, but they did it was all in euros. It's all
euros in Puerto Rico.
No, it's U.S. dollars. But it was in liters. Like they
do it in liters. Okay,
right?
They measure by liters.
So I'm like, wow, how come gas so cheap out here? And the guy was like, but those are liters,
Like 64 cents.
Word.
Oh my God, this is awesome. Oh, wait a minute. Okay,
fucking liters. Yeah. But definitely a very interesting culture. A lot. I mean, I saw a lot packed into a couple of days, and a lot of different things, and how people were reacting, how people were just moving around. At one point, when I was in LA, a long time ago, everyone hated like Starbucks. Starbucks
hated it.
Yeah, it was like too commercial for them. Like, it was like, oh, we got the real coffee shops. The real. Now they were so everywhere, and the regular. It would almost like double. Multiplied
the amount.
So instead of them not liking the Starbucks and stuff, they would like
gave in.
Yeah, they gave in, and they don't have a lot of Dunkin' Donuts.
Really?
No, I couldn't find one at all. Yeah, I couldn't find the Dunkin' Donuts. Here, I can get one on every corner.
There was Dunkin' Donuts in Madrid.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what happened here? I couldn't figure that part of the culture out, but definitely. You can get used to it. You can get, like, I think what everybody gets used to is the celebrity, just regular, like, what's his name? Akon was just like walking down the block. Like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Nothing much about you. It's fucking Akon. like this guy's like a big deal. And, you could tell from when people, are you famous? Can I have a picture with you? The lady said, I don't know who you are, but everybody seems to
like know who you are. Yeah, but you don't get that in New York, though.
No.
You don't get that in New York because we run into people and see people all the time, and it's kind of like in New York we kind of like, okay, we'll let you be, because we don't want to be that,
right?
We don't want to be that if people say, oh, I just don't know who you are, but everybody's saying hello, so maybe you're somebody, maybe you look like that guy that did that thing.
And it's funny, brother David John just posted that on his Instagram. He said, you know what I love about being home in New York is that no one gives a shit.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part, no one's impressed.
Yeah.
Everybody's got way too many things to do.
Exactly.
And places to go. It's cool and all. Mostly you'll see the tourists come by and they see someone and they go, oh, I like a pic. But he just posted that the other day. He was like, I just love being in New York because no one cares. They couldn't give a shit. It's not impressed, Which is a beautiful thing, I guess, when you want to be normal. But for attention seekers, it's not.
Right.
As we go to our brother Kanye, who's definitely seeking some attention, we would be remiss by not going over this guy's rants and antics over the past week. I mean, it just happened. Like I was out there in LA and I was like, wait, what? They was like, did you hear what Kanye said?
Yeah, I got like glimpses of it. I didn't get the whole thing. So first of all, he basically came out with a MAGA hat on.
MAGA?
Make America Great.
Oh yeah, MAGA. Okay, MAGA. Okay, you guess what you call it? MAGA?
And just to say for short.
Okay.
And I guess he's like a Trump supporter or whatever. I mean, I didn't get the gist of what he said or anything like that.
He didn't vote for him, by the way.
No, he didn't.
He didn't vote. He didn't vote at all, actually. So there goes that problem right there.
But I think he I guess he said something positive about Trump or something like that. I didn't get the whole gist of it, but then people started coming down on him for that, which I thought was kind of unfair because, regardless of what you think, the guy's still entitled to his opinion.
Absolutely.
And stuff. But then he started went on this thing about, like, slavery was a choice.
Yeah.
And then busted in the TMZ studio. And then, did you see his, I saw his interview with Sway.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of, weird. It was just kind of like, wait a minute, what are you in a ruckus about?
It's kind of weird.
About what do you? I think it's that damn that Kardashian Kool-Aid, man.
That Kardashian snatch.
It's that Kardashian Kool-Aid.
They got that. Hello.
Welcome to some Kardashian pussy.
Kardashian Kool-Aid, man.
No, even so, my wife and I discussed it. We said it's unfair to even blame them.
Yes,
at the end of the day, they're human.
Right.
They're human as well, and I think the people
and they're an easy target too. And it's always it's like low hanging fruit.
Yeah, easy to blame.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so you have to be you got to figure out what side of history you're going to be on when you do this, when you judge.
Mm-hmm.
But I did, in fact, this morning. I went to the shop this morning. I pressed a couple of shirts before we started this. Trying to get my day ahead of me, trying to catch up from the week I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
But interestingly enough, I turned on the Kanye Charlemagne, Charlemagne the God interview, which I thought was pretty fucking magnificent. Like just a magnificent piece of media. Like I mean, if we're talking about it in that light, Charlemagne really asked the right questions and really, and when you watch that one, forget the TMZ one until, later. Then I was like, wait a minute, this is totally two different people. This is psychosis at its finest.
Okay, right.
For sure. Or it's bipolar or whatever else. This guy's on some extreme meds. And as I hear, opioids make you super constipated. Kanye needs to take a shit. This is the bottom line. They say opioids... This will solve the kid's problem.
Get some fiber.
Get some fiber.
Have some salads.
Exactly. Some Metamucil or whatever that is. Or some flaxseed.
Just some flaxseed oil.
Flaxseed and some,
Just get it out. Just get it out.
He's got to take a shit,
some fiber.
He's blocked up. Because I hear the opioids really clog you up. Like, they make you, constipated.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's his problem. I think he's just super backed up.
Backed up?
Yeah. With bile or whatever it is.
When was the last time he put out any music?
Well, since the rant, since he did the Google lied to you, Facebook lied to you.
What, about a year ago?
It was a year.
About a year
almost
ago.
A year to date.
Okay.
The song he does have out now with T.I.
Okay.
Have you heard it?
No, I haven't.
Pretty good. It kind of goes into this whole style of thing, so it almost makes you go, wait, did you guys plan this?
Yeah.
So now we're in this quagmire of real and fake, and are you planning this? Do you have some music dropping? Like I heard he's dropping like a 7-song album. Okay, where's the music at? Like we're marveling for these guys to be more than they are. They're artists. I mean, they should make music and they should have their opinions. Great, and if they do good things with their platform and the millions of people, but
Make music,
man.
Right.
But in his interview with Charlemagne, and I again don't want to go. I encourage everyone to watch it for themselves. It's a great piece, which I thought was pretty masterful. Just in the way it was filmed, all white background, and some his Calabasas crazy fucking whatever he has, his acres, his compound, so to speak. But it was really masterful. But one thing that really struck me was that his thirst and hunger for fashion is on another level. Like it's on a on a godly level. Like he makes these Hermes family and Fendi and Gucci and Louis Vuitton people gods. Like they're gods to him. Like he really has a problem with this.
Well, yeah, he mentioned that a couple times. Like this isn't I can't this isn't I'm at a certain level, but I'm not like blah blah blah. Like they own this and they own that and they own this and they own that. And so it begged the question: well, why is it like why why is that an issue?
Right.
Which I don't understand. I guess throughout this whole thing, I don't understand what is because it lends to the idea. Okay, well maybe this is just attention seeking.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just like you getting. It's, oh, you see what Kanye did? See what Kanye did?
Right.
See what Kanye did? See what Kanye did? And then all of a sudden, his music drops out. His music drops, and you're talking about a damn genius. You're talking about a musical genius. And you remember that skit Joe Rogan did? He had a bit on his last special. He said he was basically talking about the Kardashians, how the Kardashians ruin people.
Okay.
And in this bit he says, and I'm taking a good look at what Kanye West is doing, and I don't like what the fuck I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Like a genius. Now all of a sudden, like he's interested in like fashion lines and shit, and just
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he has an agenda, and I'm sure he has a reason, and I'm sure on some level there's some validity to what he has to say. But it just comes across as a borderline psychosis.
It's psychosis, dude, at its finest. I mean, if I will say that if we're gonna study, anyone, or we're gonna study modern day marvels, and we're gonna study, these people and our society in itself, you have to include guys like him, Jay, and you have to include the hip hop culture. Because it's kind of forming and shaping, and I think
it's starting to have a history now.
Right,
it's starting to have a history.
Right, we're getting into the 50-year mark,
or
the 20, 30 year of different genres now having their own run. Where rock and roll had 40 years of guys been on tour for fucking
Rolling Stones is
still touring.
Dude, like he's approaching 80 and he's still jumping up and down and whatever. The comedian Mark Maron, he says, yes, it's great to see him in concert, but you also get the feeling that if he falls, you're like, that's it. Era's over.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? Somebody else, maybe it is that guy. The same. What's the name?
Mark Maron.
I think that is him. He said, I think everyone just goes to the show to be at the show when he dies. Like, they want to be there, so they go to every show to
when he breaks his hip.
Yeah, like, oh, I was there.
So that was there. That was it.
I was there.
I was there when rock and roll died.
When rock and roll died.
Rock and roll was over. But hip hop's getting a history now. Did you see the NPR Tiny Desk concert with Big Daddy Kane?
No.
Nice.
Was it?
It was nice. Big Daddy came with a band doing like three or four of his
he's
cuts.
Toured for a while. I mean, he's been on the road for a while. He still dances and shit, and he still does his little move and I get the job done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's good to see that, man. We talked about it before, and it's always a blessing to see the evolution of it, and people appreciate it, which I like. I don't know where it's going, with the new stuff, but we were the same. We were the victims of that when rap was first there.
Right.
So I don't fault these kids of what they're doing right now. I just fault I fault a little bit of the process, like the drug culture, the super,
Well, it seems like the desire to create a persona.
Yeah.
Beyond what you've experienced yourself. Yeah. Dudes like playing up that they're gangsters, but they're in their mom's basement, that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean this whole mayonnaise music era of that's what they call it, like Post Malone and all these guys that just came out of nowhere. Or, G-Eazy and
there's so many dudes now. I don't know. I can't keep up.
They call it mayonnaise music. All the white rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like all the white rappers that are like out here trying to prove themselves. But you have to believe that that's what was going to happen when you've infiltrated society.
Right.
You've infiltrated enough that these kids grew up on
with it. Right.
The same stuff that you did, so they are entitled to be rappers. They're entitled to have a rap career. It's just that the same. I think what most people are angry about is that, again, the same pseudo white privilege seems to kick in easily for these guys. Like, if they got at least a little bit of skill, they go up to Epic and it's, hey, I can rhyme. Oh, I lived in Ladera Heights. I'm kind of struggling. Blah blah blah. Mom split up with a. Oh, this guy can rap. Okay, great. Looks handsome. You got guys looking like Channing Tatum coming out rapping and fucking putting tattoos on their face, and So you know, it's a whole genre. It's a whole new breed of it. But you can't be mad at the culture when you relied on the culture by spreading it out.
Right.
Like, it was never rules and regulations like, oh, you got to have a certain amount of criteria to listen, like, and appreciate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just think people are getting aside themselves when they post so much commentary about the white rapper invasion or whatever else.
Invasion. It's gonna take it.
Yeah, it's been on a nice run. I mean, when you would only name Eminem as the white rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you're not paying attention because
correct.
Then somebody tell Beastie Boys were as authentically hip hop as anybody.
Yeah.
And then of course there's Eminem, and of course you don't, let's not forget Third Base.
Yeah.
And
dope.
so
Yeah.
It's been there.
Yeah.
That has always been there, and the criteria has always been, maybe even more so, that what are your skills?
Yeah.
What are your lyrical skills? You cannot deny Eminem's lyrical skills. You cannot deny Third Base's lyrical skills.
You can't fucking deny Vanilla Ice.
You can't, right.
You can't deny it. You can't deny it. He was the MC Hammer of the performing and all that other stuff.
He had his niche.
Yeah.
He had his niche. He filled his niche, and look, it sold.
Right.
It sold, made him some money.
Yeah.
Apparently Suge Knight stole some of his shit, but hey, I guess that's part of the business. When you're in L.A., Suge Knight didn't take your shit when you were in L.A.
Yeah, well, that meant you were somebody. If Suge Knight was knocking on your door, like, I want him.
with the 30 dudes behind you with
Word. But very interesting time in music. I think Kanye, I hope he finds the space he's looking for. It's just so disappointing, those comments. They're super hurtful for people who are, looking at it as, slavery, word for word. And I think a lot of people missed when I saw the Charlemagne interview, I then felt better about what he said. I didn't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt where I knew where he was coming from.
Okay.
From a mental state of being, like the choice of, and again I'll elaborate on what he said by choice. In my interpretation, was what he meant is that then why didn't we die trying? Like, why didn't we die trying for freedom? Why didn't we 400 people try to take over the boat with 50 white guys with rifles? Why didn't the first guy take the gunshot? Why did you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what he means. Like, we had a choice to stand down. We had a choice to be passive.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be hated just as much, but that is sort of true. That is sort of true. If you have a choice to not uprise, we're doing that now. We have a choice to be passive aggressive. Talk about it. Yeah, that's bullshit. They should change this. Oh, I gotta go back to work tomorrow. And go to the oppressor and go pay the bills and go do the society things because you've agreed, like you say, what's the word you use? Tacitly agreed. You tacitly agreed to society's rules, but yet so this is what social media gives you. It gives you that place to rant and shout in your fist, but not really take action.
Yeah, but at the same time, if we look at somebody who's on the other end of that and is on the corner, not living up to their responsibility, what are we going to tell them to do? Right. We're going to tell them, well, you have to take part in this game. Right. You have to be a part of it. So at the same time, we could say that, well, you still get up and go to work and you still satisfy the needs of the oppressor, blah, 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 blah. But if somebody sits on the outside of that, we're going to look at that person and say, well, how come you're not participating in the same game that I'm playing? Now, maybe that's a jealousy thing or whatever, but at the same time, regardless of whether you think this is an oppressor-oppressed relationship, we also acknowledge that the way to succeed is to navigate yourself within that relationship. Now, if you want to call it oppressor-oppressed, okay, fine. Yeah. I think that's a bad choice of words to do that. But it is within the structure to which you are going to find, to which you're going to climb up a hierarchy, to which you eventually don't need the hierarchy.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, definitely agree in that philosophy because, you have to, first of all, you have to be in the game in order to play the game.
Right.
in to win, if there is even anything to win,
if there is a winning
there's
thing.
anything to win,
Or figure out what the rules are, and then maybe, hey, I can navigate the rules this way to my benefit. I mean, that's what everybody who's extremely successful are. I mean, they figured out rules to something,
right.
and they figured out, okay, well, how can I apply this to where I no longer need somebody else for this, that, and the other. I can actually supply something for this, that, and the other. You know?
But I think it's sustainability. Like if you can sustain, like most people are looking at it like, how long will I have a career in this? How long will I be at this job?
Mm-hmm.
How long is this gonna last? How
mm-hmm.
long am I gonna live here? How long am I gonna have this run? And I think that if you some people live with no future, they live day to day.
Okay.
Some people live check to check.
Mm-hmm.
Some people live week to week, month to month. And any given Sunday, their life could be turned upside down with one strike of event. You know how many people have car issues and God damn it, one thing $380, and you don't got it.
Yeah.
And now you can't go to work. Now your whole life it's a downhill spiral effect.
I see what you're saying.
So that's those butterfly effects of things that are in our lives today as they exist are the things that we're all fighting against. This time, this rat race they call this whole, constant perpetual motion. Like it just keeps moving. And in order to do it, you have to keep moving. So you need more income than you have outcome, and and so some people have the means to do what you said, to stand on a corner, take a day by day. Guy makes $50, selling a bag of weed. His mother buys him sneakers. He's good. You know what I'm saying? He's not in a world that requires him to pay a mortgage, have responsibility, or maybe he does have and he's dipped away from him. Maybe he does have a kid. Maybe he does have. So it's a human thing, right? It's a human. Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's just a human interaction thing. We all have to do it. We all have to participate. There's when you don't participate, but yet you want the reward of just being alive.
Well, yeah, you can't have. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's no right without responsibility.
Right.
So the entitlement that you feel that you have to something, that comes with a responsibility to
and a participation.
Right, and you have to participate. Right, you have to participate in it. Right.
I think that's the better way of looking at it.
You have to participate in it. You could look at somebody said something about Jeff Bezos and how much money he made. No, it's Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was wailing the ball on how much Jeff Bezos makes and whatnot. And I got to the point where I said, you know what? It's not like Jeff Bezos is just sitting down, and money's piling in.
Right.
I mean, when he wakes up in 90 minutes, he probably accomplishes more than you and I will accomplish that whole week.
I can believe I believe that.
I mean, these guys are like maniacal in how much they work, and I don't. And rather than look at them as people who, they make all this money, they're just not like doing nothing.
Right.
Sitting there ordering people around and deciding what cigar they're going to smoke and which, do I want the... Yeah, exactly. Do I want the Asian hooker today? Or no, I think I'll go Caribbean today. No, they're working their asses off.
Yeah, they are working.
And they're working maniacally.
Yeah. Someone told me the same thing. It was like, stop asking for what I have until you're willing to do what I have to do to get it.
Are you willing to do it?
Yeah. And that happens to me all the time. Like people see me travel. Yo, I want to be you. I want to be... really? Do you really want the other side of it?
Right.
Because this is only what you see. This is the top of the iceberg, the parts that I show. I don't show you the fucking 3,000 line item spreadsheets that I got to go through.
Right.
I don't show you the reports and the graphics and all of the problem solving I have to do, or the millions of dollars that I'm on the hook for making a decision, because I said so. So no one wants that part. They just want this.
They want the reward.
They want this. So, people mistake the fact when I'm showing you a glimpse of it, or I'll show you me at a party in Vegas, or I'll show you, something and, traveling and whatever else, that it's a brag or a boast, or so when people go, oh, why do you have to show your food? Why do you have to show? Because it's fucking good, and I want to share it, and I want to share it with the people that I like, because some people may be inspired by it. Some people, and I've always looked. I had one person tell me, yo, you post so much shit, you just make us feel like shit. And I was like, well, That
That's
says
on you.
more about you than it does about me.
That's on you.
And I said, "Who's us? Like you're the only one saying this to me, and I'm in Cairo. I'm in different countries. I'm showing you stuff that you may never go to. That, or if you do, and people that have gone far beyond where I've traveled.
Right.
And I look at it and go, wow, that's nice. That's some cool shit, man. I would like to see that. So I'm happy to see it through someone that I know.
Right.
And those are the things that make it like you kind of like relish it. That's what this is for. Those are good instances when people get so bent out of it. Like if you're sitting on Instagram and you're watching someone's page and you get depressed, you need to kill this shit now.
Right. You need to get out of that.
You need to kill your counts. You need to stay off of social media and do your to and from and stay out of the looking glass because all this is just TV, and this is the same thing that people have with movie stars and celebrities and these housewives and all this other stuff. You're looking at it going, oh man, they got the life, they got this, they got like remember what's the guy Robin Leach? Oh, the lifestyles of rich and famous. Oh,
Robin
look at
Leach.
this, look at this lovely $2 million toilet with this and that. And if you watch this, and if you were not inspired to go, oh shit, I gotta step my game up. I'm gonna get me a gold fucking toilet one of these days. Or if your momentum was, fuck this guy, I'm gonna kill him because he's got something. You're on the wrong side of history. You're on the wrong side of history because it's meant to inspire you. It's meant to, just do something a little bit extra, not demean what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean,
once you put shit out there in the Twitterverse or the Instagramverse, the Facebook universe and stuff like that, it doesn't necessarily. Hopefully, you've done it just to say, "Hey, this is a snapshot of what's going on." Right. Unfortunately, too many people do it to get other people to go, "Ooh, this guy," and sort of get get validation, stuff like that, which is another issue in and amongst itself. But once you, there's always going to be people who dislike it, hate it, people who are inspired by it, people who don't give a shit, people who it's gonna check all the boxes. And
yeah, I know it's pretty sad.
I mean, you gotta at some point you gotta say fuck it. You gotta make a decision as to whether you're gonna play a part in it and
participate.
What's funny is when I'm not a big fan of those like late night talk shows and whatnot, but Jimmy Kimmel does something cool where he does like mean tweets.
Yeah, I like that.
Where people read the bad
you smell
tweets
like it looks like your beard stinks. So like weird shit. Like I do like that. I like
Dennis Cumberbatch looks like an allergic reaction to shrimp. Samuel Jackson looks like a turtle that can't get back inside its shell.
Oh my god!
Some just crazy shit like that, and you got to take it with like a grain of salt. It's just that's what it is.
It is. So so how was Spain?
Spain was lovely.
Tis was lovely. So what happened?
The first week. First week I was in the city of Valencia. When I was primarily working most of the time. With something you just mentioned, just because you're taking pictures and stuff like that doesn't mean you just like
I know.
I was working from like 8 to 5 every day. Right. And so but at night I got to like putz around, and it's really like a contained city. Like you can walk Valencia for about 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
You can walk. You mean you can walk the whole city?
You can walk the from one side of the city to the other in about 30 minutes.
Wow.
You can do it, which is nice. If you go a little bit further, you'll hit the beach area and stuff like that, which is of course going to take a little bit. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer, but no, Valencia was nice. Spain was nice, beautiful, like nice sidewalk cafes and whatnot. It's funny. I think I mentioned this. What the first thing I noticed was that it's not a coffee. It is a coffee culture, but it's not a mobile coffee culture. So in other words,
it's a cafe culture.
Yes, it's a cafe culture. Right. So in other words, people aren't walking around with coffee cups.
Yeah, they don't do that.
They don't walk around. They don't go into a place, get a cup of coffee, and leave. Yeah. They'll go into a place, get a coffee, stay, drink their coffee, and then leave, and they'll stop.
And they'll
for
do
the
that
coffee.
5 times in a
Yes.
day, but they drink the little fucking cups.
Usually, yeah, they usually drink the smaller ones, like the espresso style.
Yeah,
or,
they
or
always
even
say,
they'll do a cafe con leche and
they say, Americano. Okay,
Yeah.
you like big.
Well,
big
that's
size.
what I would say. I would say I want an American coffee. It's
Yeah.
a cafe americano, which is basically and everything. And there's no drip coffee. There's no like pot of coffee. Everything is espresso and everything is
like a
so
production.
that I was thinking that might be a market for that. Like you have a little store that has like
that downtown is all
like
of that.
drip has just drip, but I mean a pot of drip coffee.
Oh,
You
it's
know.
called the diner, no?
Not no, they don't know. Not even.
Oh, you
even
mean
in
out there?
cafes. I'm talking about out there. Yeah, I'm not talking about here.
Yeah. I think when in Rome do as the Romans do. I
Yeah,
think
you also show what some of the other side is. So something a little different.
you would really have to market it. You would really have to say drip. We do drip coffee.
We do drip coffee. But it's all delicious. But yeah, but you're right. They'll stop 4 or 5 times a day to stop and they have their coffee. And one thing about, and I think this is in general for Spain as well, but it was really pronounced in Valencia.
Mm-hmm.
They like stop at like 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like 5, 6 o'clock when everybody's like leaving and getting home from work. There's nobody out.
Yeah.
People aren't out. Like, but now 8:39.
Yeah,
everybody starts coming back out.
Really?
And everybody starts coming back out, and they're eating dinner and stuff like that. They're eating a lot later. They're eating dinner at 9:30.
Okay.
And stuff like that,
Well,
and it like carries over till late at night.
Yeah, but that's a culture thing, right? That's because of but do people go home? Do they go to their families and have family dinner?
I guess I don't know.
That would be actually pretty decent.
I don't know. I think to an extent they do.
Yeah,
but when you talk about like the cafes and stuff, like a lot of them don't open until like 7, 8 o'clock.
Right.
7, 8 o'clock in the evening. A couple of bars that I went to that I liked, they didn't open until like 6:30. So they're not going to do lunch or they don't do like get your afternoon happy hour.
Like in LA, I'm down Wilshire Boulevard, which is pretty busy where all the businesses are, and and 9 o'clock, or 8, I'm trying to beat the traffic. I left early. No one's out. It was Monday, Tuesday, and I'm like, wait a minute, where is everybody?
Yeah.
Is it a
Get
holiday?
a late start.
What happened? They don't show up till like 10, and really, and really get going, and then, or a lot of at my company, they're at the office at 6 because they're New York time.
Playing with New York, right.
They're always talking about New York, so they're like, dude, we're at 6 o'clock, and at 3 we go home, we try to get settled, and then come out, like you said, later and figure out where you're going. But if by 7 or 8 o'clock you don't have an idea where you're going for the evening, you're done. Yeah, you're done. You're home.
Yeah,
because the traffic sucked. Oh, the LA traffic sucked.
So it's everything that it's built to be. Horrible traffic.
Yeah, and they all know it. Like everyone at the light, when they hear someone honk a horn, they go, "Oh, out of towner." There's no point in honking.
There's no point in honking. Yeah,
like there's no point in honking your horn. You're just, drawing attention to yourself.
Yeah.
And they just deal with it. They're just like, it's LA. And mind you, I've had more female Uber drivers than I've ever had
in LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost every one of my drivers was a female. I had I took like 10, Ubers back for it was doing a lot of back and forth.
Right.
4 or 5 of them were women, and I've barely seen. I had a woman once in my 3 years of Ubering. What I'm saying, which is kind of stupid, but so I don't know. It's a different culture. But I asked the lady who was driving, and she says, "Oh, it's good for me because I can kind of do this while the kids are at school. I can plan my day, and then as soon as the kids get out, I'm
back home.
Turn my app off. I go pick the kids up. I get them home,
get them settled,
get dinner, and if we're all good and done, I can go back out, make a few more dollars, and then come back, or vice versa." So they seem to like the versatility of it and the flexibility of it, which makes it simple. But logistically, it's a nightmare. There are too many cars. We're gonna have that problem. Atlanta's gonna have that problem very shortly. Atlanta is next on the traffic list. I mean, last time you've been in Atlanta, but I can't stand it.
Well, it's growing and growing and growing and growing. And if I understand correctly, the MARTA system hasn't pretty much changed their mass transit
No.
thing hasn't changed that much. Like it's not like expanding or it's not going into new territory or anything like that.
That's-
It's pretty much the same. And so
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean, I see it all the time. It passes. I mean, a lot of people, severe amount of people that don't have vehicles in Atlanta, they jump on the bus that go. And the buses are packed in Atlanta. I have seen that. Like and they got the double deckers.
right.
We got a couple of those here now. But I mean, we're just a mass transit culture.
Yeah,
which is, I guess, has been inbred right from.
it's part of it. Yeah, I
70s,
mean,
80s.
if you work in New York, especially if you live or if you work in Manhattan, you're walking or you're taking some form of public transportation.
Yeah.
You're walking from one spot to another. I mean, it's rarely that you're driving. If you're driving, it's because you're leaving to get out somewhere, or there's like something like coordinated that requires you to have a vehicle. I never understood people who drive into Manhattan to work all the time. My wife's dad, when he used to work in Manhattan, the dude was like 90 minutes on the expressway all the time. He said, "Oh, you can listen, you can read your emails and stuff like that."
Read
I'm like,
your
why would you? Yeah, because you're stuck in traffic. You're sitting there and you're stuck. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you just? I mean, wouldn't you just rather just like sit down
Be
on
on
a
the
train,
Long Island Railroad and
cup
just
of coffee, flip through the paper, and just. I mean, I find that relaxing, and I also find that like transition, like as you're getting in, this is kind of like, okay, this is now I'm getting back into the. I can relax a little bit.
Well,
like if I was in a car, I'd be like stressed the whole damn time.
It's so stressful to drive. It is one of the most stressful thing for me. It is.
Yeah.
Like if I could avoid it, I would. I'd pay a driver any day, just to get me around and lift my head up. We here? Okay, great. I mean, that culture, when I'm working, it's always that for me. Like, it's always like, I am so happy not to drive. Then I'm answering the emails. Then I'm doing that. And I don't, public transportation or whatever. It's great. But I don't know who loves that. Like, I know a lot of people that do drive into the city. They just like that, that race. That race. I cannot stand that race.
No. And like you said, everybody's honking their horn. As if. First of all, I don't understand why you're honking the horn, especially when you're in the middle of traffic. Because it's not like the dude in front is going to go, "Oh, I didn't know I was blocking shit," and everything will change. That's not going to happen because the dude in front of you has the same issue that you have.
Although I disagree somewhat now, because there are people that are at the light and they stop to read the email and text. And they look, the light's going.
Yes,
so there is
I've seen that.
There is that. And
I've seen that.
That's the part that fucking pisses me off. Like,
if you're driving, drive.
Drive, man. Like, fuck. I mean, they make them so simple. You can read all your shit. Like, you can press it and Siri, read my last emails and listen to them as you go. I mean, there is technology that works for that purpose. But to fucking stop at a light, I mean, which is, by the way, illegal. And is just as bad. And the numbers now, I'm not a stat guy, I'm not going to bring up stats. We've never done stats here, but the texting casualties, damages, fender benders have exceeded the drunk. The drinking.
Have exceeded drunk driving?
Have exceeded that more cases. So it could be minor. Doesn't mean the severity of them. Right. Because the deaths are deaths. You know what I'm saying? You're going 90 miles sending a text. Yeah. I mean, you might be deserving of a final destination.
This is how we cleanse the gene pool.
Yeah, this is how you cleanse the gene pool. But the numbers I saw in some poll, I don't know how accurate it is, but they said that the amount of instances related to texting and driving have exceeded. This is why everyone's pushing for this autonomy, which is, again, we talk about it so many times.
Then the autonomous cars can't be killing people. Brother Elon's killed a few people, so...
Damn, he's already got a few people.
It has to work, and I think we're learning how difficult it is. Because the level... We take for granted the level of attention you need to drive.
Right.
We think that time that we're driving... and we reach down to change the radio station. It's no big deal. Or maybe, we got a cup of coffee sitting next to us and, or maybe we we got something from the drive-thru.
It's pretty fucking...
and we're digging out.
This is pretty annoying. I mean, I can't see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
and the second it takes for you to just look down and grab your thing. The amount of things that can happen.
It's so stressful.
It can't, and so
so
like,
stressful for me.
but
Right?
and it begs the question, like, why is this desire to do other shit while we're driving? So like, okay, so now we're making it so that we can have our emails read to us, and we can like at the voice at our voice like change our radio stations or play this or call this person. But why do we want to do all of this shit while we're driving? Are we like, is there a desire to occupy time? Like, do we think that this is wasted time? Like this 25 minutes we're sitting in this car, they're doing something.
Yeah. Well, you just answered. We answered it earlier in about the 20-minute mark. This is the same level of participation from society, right? So the societal says that the hardest work, like, do you want to go through all the things I go through to get to where I'm at?
Right.
Do you want to?
So that person's reading and answering emails.
I'm doing that. I'm doing it. You're doing it. You're in the car. I mean, in the train. You're competing. If you did meditated, you'd be a better person probably, but you wouldn't be ahead of someone who didn't read.
Right.
So you're one. I don't know. I think that's the need for what people are doing to compete for their job, for their space and place in society, is just trying to, okay, let me post these 3-4 things first, then I gotta go here, then I gotta check my work email, and let me read who tweeted what or whatever, let me find out what's going on, let me check them. So it is a societal thing. It's become a new norm culture. I don't know why we need it.
Right.
I don't know that it makes us better, but that is the kind of answer to the chicken and egg reason for it, right? We're all competing for that time. We're competing to look like somebody told me today, there's like, do you fucking sleep? Because that's the only thing we don't see. And that was a thing. It was short-lived. The sleep challenge. What? So they had this fucking thing where, you set your camera to film you while you're sleeping, like a time-lapse thing.
Okay.
And film it, and then you Snapchat it or you post it or whatever else to, I don't know, like
to whatever site or whatever.
Yeah, because some asshole said, hey, guess when you don't tweet? When you're sleeping, So let's keep active. Let's keep the neurons going. Let's keep people. So there's people watching people sleeping. If you type in people sleeping, like in Google or YouTube, there's fucking hours of video of people taping people sleeping. It's a stupid thing. It's a stupid thing. Like, so there's a useless need. There's a useless need, and someone just created a niche that says, hey, this would be great. I got a website up and shows nothing but people sleeping. What the fuck? People want Jesus Christ. But somebody will find something in it. Maybe a mattress company want that data. Maybe fucking, Sleepy says, hey, we'd love to see this guy toss and turn. Oh, so out of the 50 videos we saw, these people, I wonder what kind of mattress, what's the data? Now where's the metadata to it? Because this is where everybody has a thirst for data, like information.
Yeah. There is a thirst for information.
There's a thirst for information at a high level now, at a superior level where it's not only, we said this 100 times on every episode, like Googling shit is not research. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not enough. You can Google it to start it. You can Google it to start it. You can
Google it to get to figure out where resources are and stuff. And but Googling it, Googling it is not. It's not research.
It's not research. That's Googling it. That's the verb, right? You did that part. Now, where's the research? Oh, I Googled it. No. You can't answer the word research with the word Google. Like, we have to establish that as a norm for people that they.
Well, and the problem you're going to have there is that now all of a sudden these companies are going to decide what is valid, what are valid searches, the whole it's been a few years now that YouTube changed their algorithms to which monetization is going to be, and it's been clear that they, anybody who sparks a little controversy or whatnot, they pretty much, okay, well, we don't want your shit over here and whatnot, but you'll allow other shit. So who, at some point there's an arbitrator. There's some point there's somebody saying yes, no. At some point, whether it's the algorithm or whether it's the programmer,
no can do.
Whether it's Mr. Yahoo, him or herself, somebody's approving it. Somebody's saying yes.
Yeah. Yes and yes. There's so much. It's just trying times, man. I mean, I I'm anxious to find. So I met a gentleman on the plane, and we had shared a super shuttle because I couldn't even get an Uber in LAX, which was like they canceled on me like 4 times. It was like cancel, cancel. There's so much traffic. Like the car couldn't get to me.
A car couldn't
The
get
car
there. Okay.
was like, dude,
I can't get
this.
there. Right. I can't get there in 10 minutes. Right.
So I just went to the super shuttle and was like, dude. He was like $10. I was like, oh shit, why did we get away from this? Well, because he had to go around and take everyone,
Right.
pick
A little slower
everybody
or
up.
whatever.
Yeah, a little slower, but I got to answer emails and talk to people. So I was
That's
talking
amazing,
to this guy. Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing when that happens.
Amazing concept. And I did take an Uber pool, which I didn't like because the people that were in there were just a bunch of fucking stoners. Like
Uber pool?
Yeah, when you share a ride,
Okay.
like you're going in the same direction. The guy picks you up, and
it's kind of like how Via is.
They're all the same. They're all the same. Yeah, they all have the same share. You could take it straight and X and say no one else. I want to go, or you can share, and it's a little bit cheaper. It takes a little longer, and you get to meet people.
Okay.
And some people are very. That culture is really a thing. Like people go, "Good morning, how are you?"
Yeah.
I got an extra coffee. You want one? And I'm like, no, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know what you're. I don't know you. I don't know what's going on here.
Uber sharing all day to roofing people.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like now you know where I'm going. You know where this is not cool.
It's the Bill Cosby Uber share.
Pudding.
Who's going to jail?
Who wants some pudding coffee? Yeah, but that again, that whole culture has just been it's a thing, but sharing. So the gentleman I was talking to was attending a cryptocurrency convention at LA Convention Center, and he gave me some great tips, which Ernie's already on.
Right.
As you know, Ernie from episode 14. Immediately I was like, dude. He was like, he hasn't lived in the U.S. for 15 years. He moved to Japan.
Okay.
And he just said, I just can't do this. I just can't do, this. Everybody's so into the wrong things, and you forget about your families and all this other stuff. So he said that he learned to appreciate his family culture.
Really?
Yeah. Which.
Well, that's interesting because in Japan they're maniacal workers.
No, they are. But when it stops, it stops. He said it. He said when quitting time is quitting time, we stop.
Because they're known for their 14-hour days.
Yeah, and he said it is. He said it is a 14-hour day, but it's better that it's just He said it's 14-hour productive. Well, he didn't say 14. I don't know where that number.
Well, I'm just saying.
He said his long days are super productive. Like everything is specific. Like we know what we're doing.
Okay.
Like, we're not spending half our days trying to figure shit out and
You're doing stuff.
Like they're actually doing shit, not problem solving or figuring things out, which I thought was pretty funny. He shared some really cool tips, which if they turn profitable, I said, hey man, this would be like the scene in The Jerk where he gives him the glasses thing. Hey, it worked. I got a check for you. So I said, look man, I'll be more than pay it forward, but it was just cool. Meeting people is exactly the thing. And then to switch the subject, when I got to Las Vegas, what impact from the sports thing with this hockey team. The Golden Knights. They are loving them. It's everywhere. The merch is everywhere. The fanfare. You would think you're in Vegas is Vegas.
Right.
But I've never been witness to them having a team. So this is now new. This is like a new thing. Like it's on every billboard. It's like. When you go to Boston, you get the fucking New England Patriots and the Boston Celtics, and all our teams are proud. Vegas was always a Switzerland when it came to having a team, having an opinion. Either you like the Lakers or you like the Cowboys. You had your own team and you came there to play. This is the first time I'm seeing them have some sort of. Our team is, and the locals are like, "Hey, we got a team now. And now you got the WNBA with the with the Aces.
Okay,
Las Vegas Aces. Yeah, they got the Las Vegas Aces.
The Raiders are supposed to be going to Vegas,
and the Raiders are coming in. So it was funny because all the merch was this gold, like the Golden Knights. The Aces, their logo was gold, and then you had this Raiders, which was like black and
The
silver.
black and silver, right?
Like we ain't changing it, but they put it on a gold shirt, like on gold platter.
Okay, all right.
So they're really trying to do this golden nugget thing. I mean,
Uh-huh.
whatever it is, but it's just very interesting, and this T-Mobile Arena is sick.
Yeah,
that fucking thing is sick. And of course, they have the fucking most horrific thing I've ever seen: the tour for this shooting.
they have the tour for the shooting.
Yes, they have a tour. You can go see it. Which I guess in some cases, like you want to see it, you want to know what happened. You know, you want to. You were there.
They have a tour for the shooting. It's not part of a tour. It's not part of like you're gonna check out things in Vegas. Oh, and by the way, this is where that famous thing was. This is a tour specifically designed for this tragedy.
Yes.
That's fucked up.
They're showing you the trajectories, the angles, the distance, the memorials. There are some memorials there where people are there, you know, and I thought it was fucked up. I didn't go on it. I just saw the flyer in the thing, and you know, it's educational. They promote it like it's educational.
Really?
Like, yeah. And pretty fucking weird. I mean, I got a chill, like a chill even reading the flyer for it. Like, you know, it says ask all the questions about the Las Vegas shooting here, blah blah blah, and and then you can donate to the families. Right. There's a fund that's there for it, so it is kind of something real. I just don't know how to take it. Like I didn't know how to take it.
That would be a weird thing. I mean, I wouldn't.
Well, no different than a tour of fucking Auschwitz or fucking or the Holocaust places.
I guess you're right.
The battle of fucking Cinco de Mayo, where people were slaughtered, and you go to Pennsylvania and you go to these places where 1,000 people died in bloodshed, and so is there that much of a difference? What 100 years hasn't passed, so it doesn't. Maybe
that's what it is.
Maybe it's too fresh.
Maybe it's too fresh or whatever.
That's
that just seems kind of weird. It just because the thing that came to my mind is like it's the monetization of tragedy.
Capitalize on tragedy.
And so, but I mean, shit. What's the phrase? When there's blood on the streets, buy property.
Yeah. Oh, I guess. I mean, that's what I saw, and then it was just weird. I mean, it was just weird, and it just seems never ending.
I don't know how sustainable those sports teams are going to be in Las Vegas.
Really?
It's just because Vegas is such a transient community.
Yeah.
To what we think of Vegas. Vegas needs some damn cross streets, and they need some damn like outside of Vegas needs to be, in my opinion, outside of Vegas needs to be what the development of the infrastructure is.
Oh, you go 2 blocks. You go 2 blocks to the highway, and there's fucking rancid.
Yeah, exactly.
Hobos.
So having sports teams there is great, and you're gonna get a lot of bigwigs flying in for shit. But what we know is that with sports franchises, you need sustainability. Well, you can't sustain it with people flying in and out. You have to sustain it by families. It's by you who live there. Yeah. You buy a ticket for you and your family, and hey, you buy a season ticket. And guess what? That season ticket gets, so now your son is old enough to get his own, so you pass that season ticket down and stuff like that. And unless you are willing to invest in that, I don't see how. I mean, it's going to be a flash in the pan. It's going to be great, like whatever tragedy's going on now, with all these damn sirens is going on.
But again, what I was alluding to earlier was, the taxi cab driver was happy there was a team there, because
he felt identified with something.
Well,
there was an identification.
He said exactly that. He was like, "Yeah, we go to the games now. We have something to go to for us." It was always for someone else.
Local, right. So
he is approaching it that way and embracing it that way. And I have, in asking the cab drivers and Uber drivers, they seem to appreciate it. Where, they don't come to Vegas. They don't come to the Strip.
Right, they don't do the Strip.
They don't do these little things. They go to those offside places. They go to down the block and all these other places in Vegas that you want to go to too. Like we want to go to those local places.
It's a little bit more authentic of what. Yeah, because when you look at when you see, I mean, I'm sure you've been to Vegas a few times. Like Vegas at night is like almost an assault on the senses.
Yeah,
Vegas that strip during the day, you look at how absolutely shitty this thing is. Oh my fucking God. This place is horrible. How many people are living on the streets? This woman just had sex with this dude over there. These two dudes are arguing about who's fucking paying the bill. This is like a shitty thing.
And, it's not, like I do agree with the, it's not walkable friendly. Like, it doesn't really have, like the side streets. You can't cross the street.
Right.
There's no.
You can't get anywhere. You can't get anywhere. Right. Exactly. You it's like Queens Boulevard. It's just you might as well die.
Indeed. Indeed. And I'm surprised that more people haven't. But the footbridges, they could use a few more footbridges between different buildings,
between the different sides.
Yeah. And I think the tram system they have should be redone. Should be redone where it's circular motion up the strip. Like it should do this. It should go around the strip.
Take you around the strip.
Yeah, it should go you should be able to get to every portion of the strip from that train, not just the 5 MGM hotels, that it goes through, which is the way it is now. It's like
MGM probably paid for the day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. But it should go kind of like up all the way to probably the stratosphere, like a train. Like it should be a train. The next one's at so and so.
Like almost like a commuter train. Like a commuter train. Yeah, like take it. Right.
Not free. Not you want 35 cents or whatever, $2, $3. You can go all the way uptown. You can get to old Vegas, and back. Because then it would be more. Hey, let's get off here. And then you buy an all day. I would buy an all day pass.
Right, I see what you're saying.
And I would go like uptown all the way to Harlem. I'd go to fucking Yankee Stadium for $3. Like, isn't that cool?
Yes.
So why wouldn't Vegas take that and take that strip and make the train a real train?
Make it a
real workable train. Even if it was on the backs of every hotel on both sides, you had an uptown and a downtown. That would be cool to me. I mean, just my opinion.
Right.
And I don't think it would suffer their look, their skyline, or whatever else it is, because it's just.
You didn't get kicked out of any clubs this time, did you?
No, but the same party. It's so funny you said that. The same party. There's guys who had the same party. There was an incident there.
Oh shit!
And the same young lady, the designer, and I'm so sorry I don't remember her name, and she kind of came and said, "Oh, we're not getting kicked out today, are we?" And I was like, and she was like, "Look, stay with me, stay here." She did this Will Smith. She said, "Stay right here, 2-step, stay right here. That's it. We're not getting kicked out." So it was so funny. But that same night, the guys who threw the party, my buddies, I won't say their name, they all of a sudden you see the same thing that happened to me. The flashlight, and everyone's rushing over to their booth where they are, their little banquet section or whatever else. And all of a sudden you see, fuck you, and the hands flying. I'm like, oh shit, not me.
I'm a spectator.
It was at Club XS. And
same club?
No. Same guys every year they find a different. Last one was at Hakkasan in MGM Grand.
Okay.
With a big ass club and ASAP Ferg was performing. That was what I couldn't remember. She reminded me. She was like, "Yeah, you were so hyped because your man ASAP Fergie was on Trap Lord. That's when his first Trap Lord CD came out, which was pretty dope. He's the only one I like in that ASAP mob.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah, I don't like the rest of those guys. So. Anyway, so apparently there was some ecstasy being thrown around at this party, and in a Tic Tac jar, in a big thing of Tic Tacs. So allegedly was hey, that's not mine. Just because it's there doesn't make it mine.
Just because in my pocket,
right. And who are you? No, you can't look at my shit. Whatever. Now, for this to have happened, somebody had to either say, "Hey, those two guys right there."
Right. This is not an arbitrary. They don't arbitrarily walk up and say, "Hey, you got XD in your Tic Tac bag?"
So they made the mistake of for the show. Everybody's got a gimmick, right? Him and his brother and a couple of their friends all decided to do the mustache. The what do you
handlebar?
Not handlebar, but the one down, the Fu Manchu.
Fu Manchu. Yeah, it's handlebar. It's like if it's like this. If it's no.
Handlebar is this.
Handlebar is the thing. Yes, right. No, you're right. The Fu Manchu. Yeah, right. I guess.
Right.
Okay.
That's the Fu Manchu. They decided to wear those for whatever fucking reason. No beard.
No beard.
Just straight down.
Mhm.
It's like a real bike rider
Okay.
look. So they stood out like it was like the guys with the mustaches. Like
You knew who they were talking about.
yeah, they said the guys with the mustache, and you saw everybody go.
It's like, oh, it's him.
So anybody with a mustache, they was going after. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? So lo and behold, they took them to the back. We were like, yo, those are friends. They're the host of the party.
Mhm.
You know, they paying for all this shit. Blah blah blah. So everybody chill out. I ain't say shit. I just
This is. I love this song.
right here. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. That was me 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, whatever it was. And so, lo and behold, they told me that they took them to the back to look at the cameras and whatever else, and found that they were not distributing. They didn't have. They saw that bag there. They saw it. They saw the guy, and the guy who they had originally left out. And the guy said, "Yeah, did you see him with a fucking mustache like this? Fuck you, fuckers! I want an apology." He was like, "Dude,
You about to get thrown out.
they was like, Mr. Wynn and his fucking, I want an apology from him. I want, they were just going off, and they were just like so vindicated, you know. And then it was like the next day at the show, it was like, it was just somber, like super quiet. And I talked to his dad, because me and his dad are real cool. He owns the company. Motherfucker, I'll be around the country. I'm in London, and he's like, Oren, what are you doing here? We're going to lunch. I'm canceling all my appointments. I'm hanging out with you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
All
he was badass. Took me to some crazy restaurant in London. Yeah, shout out to Big Al. Looks like Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he does all the time. Anyway, so it's always some drama, man. It's always some drama in Vegas.
Did those dudes get kicked out?
No, they did not.
So they let him. So even though they did the little fuck you rant and all
They
that
did
stuff.
the fuck you rant. They did the I want an apology, and you guys are going to hear from my attorneys, which was the smart thing. And then the second thing that happened, which I happen to be around all the time, another buddy of mine, he runs a company out in Calabasas, in California. I go with the same guy. I was at a different bar, the Border Grill at the restaurant. And I just went over to say hello to the guy, whatever. You know, I hadn't seen him in a couple of years, and tell him, I did a transition in my business. I'm in a different side of the business, so I'm letting everybody know what's going on. And I go over to shake the guy's hand, shook his hand, or whatever else, and the guy hands him his drink, and he has a scotch in a sifter glass, cognac or scotch, whatever the fuck he had. The right way was just a little bit in the bottom, and and he literally just put it in his hand, put it up to his mouth, and the glass exploded. His fucking went in his eye, went all over. So I immediately grabbed him, and I was like, dude, whatever you do, don't rub. Don't rub it. Just blow or do something. We'll get some towels and whatever else. And he was like, what the fuck just happened?
What the hell was it?
We don't know. My theory was that they flash washed him in the heat. Ice cube in it. Temperature of his hand kind of just shattered it.
Really? But so it was a cheap glass.
Yeah, and so all the purchasing guys were there like, oh, that couldn't have been Libby. That must have been Cardinal. That must have been... Now, get the rep over here. Get the rep over.
Holy shit. You sure? That fucking Bill Cosby, man. He gets around. That's fucking...
So everybody was kind of like rushed. Oh, and then after all said and done, you okay, sir? The guy's like, he said, dude, and the guy's like, listen, just talk to my attorney, like whatever. This is some bullshit. There's cameras all over. And he's like, no, we're gonna take an accident report or whatever else. And by the way, here's your bill. They gave him the bill, and he just started laughing. He was like, you motherfuckers. He said, you know what? Hand that bill to my attorney. He said, he was gonna let it go. It wasn't that. But then to say, are you okay? You all cool? Okay, here's the bill. And the bill was like $780, like drinks. Like, they were drinking for a while. Yeah. And I was like, damn, that's a slap in the face.
That is a slap in the face.
But glad it wasn't my bill. That's when I walked away. I was like, okay,
I'm going to go outside. Let's see if there's a hot dog cart outside.
Word. But yeah, man, Vegas is Vegas. I like it, but I just don't like being there too long. I like
you can't do Vegas too long. You can't days. Like 2, maybe 3 nights. Yeah, and then that's it. Then you got it because ain't but so much decadence you can have. Yeah, ain't but so much like chocolate mousse you can have, and liquor.
But I did stay at the Wynn, which was pretty fucking awesome.
Is it the new one? Well, is the Wynn? What's the newer hotel there?
So the Cromwell is the newest hotel.
Cromwell, okay.
Cromwell is the newest one, and that's where the London Eye thing is in the back
Okay.
of it. And the beach party we had there was at Dre's, which is DRAI. Beach Club was there. Wynn and Encore have been there for quite some time.
Forever, okay.
But those, they just do it right, man. They do the little just to go show you. Like I have my I kept this thing here to show you. Not that I kept it, but I just kept it. The little shit like my charger and all this other stuff is laying around. They tie your charger up neatly and they put this little ring on it and just keeps it neat and organized. It's so fucking. It's just a little. This is a little
thing.
Fucking,
yeah. Little thing that probably cost you. Yeah, like a bag of those probably cost you 5 cents.
They just all my shit was neat when I came in. I was like, God damn, that's great. And my wife sent me a wine and cheese plate because
that's nice. That's right. You celebrating your anniversary? Are you going to get to celebrate your anniversary?
We did a little bit last night. We did a little home celebration. Stayed home, ordered some food, just watched some basketball.
Oh, what round are they in basketball now?
Like they're in the third. So no, this is still the second. This is still the second round. It is getting really tough, but Cleveland's
up,
showing up.
Looks like Cleveland. Now, is Cleveland showing up or is LeBron James showing up?
The team is showing up. I mean, LeBron is willing everyone. You could tell. You could clearly tell. He's making everyone better. This guy made like I said in my time watching, he's like the GOAT. This is like watching a GOAT. He's definitely the greatest of all time in my time. Michael Jordan, fantastic player. I just never seen as many games as I've seen in the LeBron James era. To me,
well, Michael Jordan also had. People forget Michael Jordan also had superstars around him too. He also had dudes who were considered some of the greatest players at that position there. I don't think you can say the same thing about LeBron James. I don't think until like time he was in Miami. Yeah. When he was with Wade. Yeah. And Chris Bosh, you could say that Chris Bosh was one of the more dominant players at the time he was playing. But outside of that, he really hasn't been around like top level dudes, like dudes who by themselves you could say could run a team.
Well, the question would be: do those guys qualify for statues? Like, will they get statues?
No,
I don't think Kyle Korver's going to get a statue.
No, Korver's not getting a statue.
J.R. Smith's not getting
a statue. Love's not getting a statue.
Right. Right. So great 180 to 360 or whatever you want to call it, but they're just not worthy of a statue. You know what I mean? But neither was James Worthy, right?
Worthy never got a statue, but Worthy was a great player though.
Right. Great player.
But never got, but you're right, but never got a
Kareem
statue.
Abdul-Jabbar, he got his, but he's on fucking Dancing with the Stars now. I don't know why. You see this shit?
No, I didn't. But I just, like, that has to be, like, what is that? Like, why do you do that? Like, why do you do that? Especially somebody like a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who he's an author, he's a producer, he speaks very eloquently about race relations and him being a Muslim and you look at him. I mean, there's a certain he commands a certain amount of respect, when he speaks, and and to me anyway. I mean, he can speak very prolifically about history and the history of literature and history of religion and stuff like that. And so to see that he did Dancing with the Stars, I'm like, oh God, no. I mean, I guess the check is nice, and I guess maybe you just want to have some fun with take advantage of your celebrity to have some fun. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to criticize it.
I haven't watched it. I've only seen the clips. I've only seen the commercials, and I saw him when they were on Good Morning America or whatever else. And kudos to him if he can even move like that, which I saw him. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like it's like watching. It's like watching Game of Death with him and Bruce Lee and shit. And Bruce is like, "Oh, this big motherfucker here." To me, Kareem is a guy that, like you said, I think he's just always wished someone else would give him the opportunity, and rather than him realizing that he is the opportunity, like he has not branded himself.
No,
he could. No. He's a brand. I would totally all those things you just mentioned. If he just put the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar show, or the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar blog, or podcast, or whatever, he could then command what he wanted from everything and build his own brand. Have his books, have his merch, have his stuff without going to that. I mean, I think he's just not with the right people who know how to market him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is. I mean, who knows what goes?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
That's always a transition thing. Who knows? Maybe he changed like his management team
Yeah,
or whatever, and they say, hey, look, I got a good idea.
This will be great for you. We'll do a book deal afterwards.
Right.
And next thing you know, you'll get some fucking, sports pack. And maybe he'll get a fucking, what's that shit that Brett Favre is doing?
What, you get an endorsement?
Yeah,
just some endorsements with the pads and.
Well, my knees are hurting from
right.
dancing.
Right. Brett Favre coaches high school football.
Does he really?
Yes, he coaches, and he's not even the head coach. He's the offensive coordinator for a high school football team in his hometown. I think of Mississippi, somewhere in Mississippi. But he just he loves football, but he loves football on that level. So
that's dope. That's dope.
There's some guys I think, if I remember correctly, I think Penny Hardaway. I think he coaches a high school basketball team.
Yeah, I know Penny's coaching.
He's
Anthony.
I remember when I went to school at Missouri.
Yeah.
When he played at Memphis came and played Missouri.
Mm.
And it was clear that that
this guy was a special guy.
He was it. That he was it. But the announcers kept calling him a Nefri. A Nefri Hardaway. And they said, and there's a Nefri Hardaway, the All-American, Nefri. We're talking with a Nefri Hardaway. And it's like, oh my God, can we just...
It's funny because when Ron used to play and every, the press paper would always have the spelling of it would say it how you say his name.
Oh, really?
Every player.
They would spell it phonetically?
Yeah, phonetically. Yeah.
Okay.
Every player's name was on the list like that. So the announcers would say, and there's Teron Whitfield.
Okay.
Teron. Some would get it fucked up.
Right.
So
Turin.
Yeah, Turin used to drive me crazy. I'm like, just because I'm Oren, they think Torrent. They think it's
Torrent.
Yeah, they just think that it's
Torrent.
Yeah.
Warren.
Yeah.
Warren. What's your daughter's name going to be? Norin. You see how some athletes they name their kids like whatever their moniker is, like CC Sabathia.
Yeah.
Pitcher for the Yankees. All of his kids, their initials are CC. So Christina Catherine type thing, or
What's his real name? You said it before.
Karsten Charles. Karsten Charles Sabathia is his name.
Karsten.
So he's just CC.
CC. It's a lot easier.
So
all his kids are CC, but that's actually pretty easy because that's cool because they can all be CC, but they could be something else CC.
Right. Roger Clemens, who's known for striking out a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you in a scorecard, your strikeout is K. That's how you label the strikeout in the scorecard.
Okay.
In baseball, it's a K. All of his kids' names start with K.
Wow.
I think it's like Kevin and
okay,
Catherine and stuff like that. So put those monikers down.
Fortunately for me, my name is Jewish. It's Hebrew for a strong...
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a Hebrew
Warren
name.
is a Hebrew name?
Yes.
I never knew the derivation of...
It is.
I've never given a shit.
It is a strong Hebrew, very strong Hebrew name, which attributes to a lot of my business, which happens to be,
They think you're Jewish?
All the time. Until they meet me. Like, so much work is done digitally and email, so sometimes it's like I don't even have to go to the extra mile to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll meet about it and sign the contract and go this. How did you get this name? They get to the meeting, they go, Alen, how did you get this name? And I'm like,
I actually had nothing to do with it.
I said, unfortunately, I had nothing to do with it. Did you make this name? Did you change your name to Oren? You know this name. It's a Jewish name.
So what does it mean?
It's a strong-rooted tree in Israel.
Okay.
It is an actual tree called an orange tree.
There was an orange tree.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's an actual tree in Israel. Very deep rooted. It's like one of those famous trees that are...
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. And only if you spell it my way and not the I way, which is...
Orin, yeah.
Yeah, that's something else.
I've seen somebody in there with Orin. No, maybe somebody's middle name. I can't.
No, it's Pulp Fiction. Orin Ishii.
Yeah.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Well, in
Chinese girl.
In Pulp Fiction is that Bruce Willis line that says, "Honey, I'm American. Our names don't mean shit."
Yeah. Which is like, you know, the name, like, sorry, I can't take credit for it. My parents named, I mean, my mom named me that, and she always told me she got it from a soap opera, you know, from.
Or there was a character's name, Orrin Hilliard.
Yeah, which was on like an All My Children's story or whatever.
Yeah, he was a doctor.
Yeah.
Orrin Hilliard, and that's what she named
Exactly.
it from, and didn't know. Apparently, my name was supposed to be Christoph. That's the one that mom told me that she wanted to name me Christoph, but Dad insisted on me being named John. The reason she liked Christoph is because if you remember on, you know, like dot matrix printers and stuff like that, it would only have so much room for the space, and so it would leave the final R off. So she said, okay, well, I'm just going to circumvent that and just name him Christoph, and not Christopher. Just because the R wouldn't catch on the thing, so it would just be Christoph.
I've seen a lot of Christophies, because it doesn't go that far. You're right.
And there's this actor named Christoph St. John, who is kind of like he looks a lot like us. People, we went through this phase where, so you into that actor? It's like, no, that's got nothing to do with us, you know. But apparently she wanted to name me Christoph, and Dad insisted on me being named John the III.
Never seen any pictures of grandfather John.
No,
not one. Me neither.
Didn't even know. I mean, I assume he existed because he had kids,
so as well.
You know, that's how shit goes. You know.
So we're gonna do a little research on that side. We've not gone down that rabbit hole for whatever reason.
No, never have. We've stopped at Grandma. We stopped by Grandma Stella.
Yeah.
Grandma Stella, and then we reintroduced the mom's side of the family.
Sure.
With Jen and Chad and who's the guy? We should go to London and visit the uncle. The guy that you know and that you met in London when you were in London last time.
So the guy I met in London was not. No. Both the uncles, I visited both their graves, Charlie and.
But who did you liaise with? I mean, you somebody.
Well, young James, he just had a baby. You know, Hottinger. He's a Hottinger. They're all Hottingers.
Okay, so it's a cousin.
That's our cousin.
Okay.
And me and James hung out. James is Ron's age. You know, James is cool as fuck. Just had a baby. Congrats.
Nice.
Little Jackson. Little Jackson Hottinger.
Jackson Hottinger.
Yeah, with an X too. They spell it.
Jackson with an X.
Yeah, which we've never spoke, so I don't know if it's Jason. Like, could be Jason too.
With an X.
Yeah, because the X is like an S.
Really?
So if you did JAX, like sand, you know.
JAXON.
Right. Yeah.
JAXON.
It could be Jackson. You know, it could be
Okay,
Jason.
right.
Could be. I think it's Jackson.
Okay.
What is that?
Call him Jax.
Adorable little kid.
Jay.
Yeah, I stayed with him. Jackie is mom's
niece.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, just like Jen, you know.
Right. Jackie and Jen are sisters.
No,
they're not.
No.
Okay.
Jackie is is Daphne's daughter. So mom's sister's kid.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So so we're cousins.
Right.
That's what makes us cousins, and her kids is second or third cousins to us. So, but they're pretty cool. I mean, they let me stay at their house when I was working. I was working Monday through Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday would stay with them and hang out. And out in Milton Keynes, she's got horses. She grooms a couple of horses. She rides. She's got really beautiful. I mean, you know, I guess it's just relaxing. You know, you just pet her horses,
brush the horse,
horses, like, and all these saddles. And she had all these like handmade, real leathery, crafted saddles, which were really dope. You know,
it's a strong and graceful animal.
Yeah. And she just got married. Actually, she just remarried not too long ago. I've seen her on the Facebook page. And the other side, so Althea Stevens' new mom, new grandma, they all worked together at this lumber place. So she was great. Like, she's there. Okay, that's Jackie's mother, stepmother, because James calls her Nan. So
Okay.
and we go see her. We went to see her, and they had so much. They had so many stories. It was just like amazing. Stay till 2, 3 in the morning, just listening to stories of them growing up in Burma, working at a lumber facility, which was kind of like the only gig, cutting trees and shit, shaping them and stuff like that. So cool stuff, man. The heritage is important. A lot of people I see through genealogy. See, they caught that guy. It was a a robber or something. Some kind of no, he was a murderer, and they found him through Ancestry.com.
Really?
Yes. So apparently, the guy's 75 years old now. He committed murders years ago. He was a cop. So they couldn't find this
guy. The guy in California.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
I saw that.
Some stuff, and they found him through Ancestry.com.
Right, and they think he's actually a guy that committed these string of murders.
Yeah, the Golden Gate Bridge.
Right, the Golden Gate murders. Yeah. Right.
So apparently, I was talking to somebody else. I was like, I didn't understand how that worked. Apparently, if me and you, we say, hey, we want to give up our DNA. And we want to find our so-and-so. The question is at what point are they allowed to use it for stuff you didn't intend it for?
Right.
So, like everything else, you go down the forums, yes. They sell the data. And they sell the data saying, hey, you can trace it backwards. And they found out that some guy who went looking for his family noticed that the DNA of the crime scene matched him. So they felt it was somebody in his family. Then they had a clear line to him, like, oh, who's your grandfather? Who's your father? Who's your, and it just boom, 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 boom. The guy who's sitting at home, like, wow, what the fuck? Talk about pre-crime.
Oh shit! Not even it's not even pre-crime.
Well, the reverse of it.
Just the reverse. It's like, oh man,
that's good old-fashioned detective work. Through DNA.
How many people are like that, though? I mean, how many people have just gotten away with just so much shit?
Yeah.
And then they're, to the point where they're like, they probably can't even identify to that person who they were. I mean, hopefully this person hasn't been killing people this whole time. You'd like to think that, like, he was done and he stopped doing that and got a paper out, whatever the fuck he was doing, and that he's not killing people anymore.
Yeah, no, I would hope so. But, there's a whole culture of, this... I guess these ancestry things and a lot of false hope behind it. So you'd have to almost do some research and talk to people, not just Google it, find out which is the best ancestry tree to go.
They got what? There's Ancestry.com. There's like 23 something, or there's another thing where like it tells you like you're 50% Portuguese or whatever the fuck it is, and I've never understood the reason for that. For the most part, like, okay, so if we find out that we're 15%, I don't know, Jewish or whatever, that means what?
Well, for sure, we're German. We have
German blood. Yes,
his grandfather is German.
Right.
So, Mr. Hottinger.
So does that mean? That means what? That means
we are family bloodline to the regime.
To the regime.
To the regime.
That's right.
Yeah, part of fucking. Did you see Infinity War yet?
No, I haven't. We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it next. We're gonna see it next weekend. We were gonna go this weekend. We forgot to get tickets, and the fucking thing sold out in the theater. The theater sold out. It was like 4 or 5 days before. We was like, holy shit! All of these things, and the only seat was available. It was like one seat at like that. That's a 9:30 in the morning show. And like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So I think next weekend we're gonna see it. We're gonna see Infinity.
And remember, Sheehan was talking about that 4D theater. They have it in Times Square.
A 4D theater?
Yeah, remember she talked about it in episode 2.
She did. Okay.
They have it. It's in.
Well, then what is it? What is the fourth dimension?
The fucking chair rumbles.
Ah, okay.
They blow wind on you.
Okay.
You smell sulfur and shit when fire goes off, and it's fucking. They say I didn't go,
okay.
But a guy that I was in a bar with at the Red Lobster, I go to that bar over there in Times Square.
Uh-huh.
He was like, dude, it's the best thing ever.
Where did you see Infinity War?
I saw it. We went to Merrick Theater.
Okay.
Here. Merrick Theater, right down Sunrise.
Okay.
All the way down.
Okay.
Well, not too far from your in-laws, right? It's in Massapequa. What is that?
It's in. Oh, okay. Massapequa, Merrick Theater.
Merrick Theater is on Sunrise, and it's across from Spitfire Grill.
Okay. Yeah.
They had the fair there underneath the
train
Railroad.
station. Yeah. Okay.
It's literally the Merrick train station. It's right down there.
Yes.
It's a little crappy
It
theater.
is, yes.
Which a friend of mine had an event there where he rented it out and we did a.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can.
And they had a fucking DJ in there and everything. It was like a party. It was fucking awesome. So we saw it there, and then I watched the bootleg of it last night.
Did you?
Yeah. Because I saw the original one,
Right.
so now
So
I just
you
wanted
paid your money. So you figured you're entitled.
I paid my money. I just wanted to see some fill in. I wanted to see some answer some questions.
Yeah, I heard it's like packed full of shit. It's like packed full of stuff. Like it it is a serious like mind fuck.
Yes.
On some things, and it leaves you. It's like it takes from what I understand, it takes some turns that you kind of like don't expect things to happen.
No. I told you we spoke on that in the last podcast. I don't know how much of it got on the film there, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and it's gonna feed all these. I mean, they got films ready for like 2020 releases. Yeah, out of this. This is people's great grandkids are gonna be. Oh
yeah. Shout out to Marvel Studios
having estate houses because of these damn movies.
Shout out to Marvel Studios. As you can see, you got Venom coming. You got fucking,
you got Venom. I mean, the Infinity Wars 2 is coming out. There's going to be the next Black Panther coming out. There's going to be the next Ant-Man coming out. Captain Marvel. Yep. Captain Marvel is going to be coming out. I think they're doing another Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
They're doing another Guardians of the Galaxy. There's some speculation that they're going to be focusing on Thanos' team.
Okay.
His I can't remember what the name of it. Like
the Children of Thanos.
No, the group that he's with, the Black Warriors or something like that. I can't remember. I can't remember the Titans or something like that.
He's from the planet Titan, I guess, or whatever else. I did watch a shitload of fucking backstory on Thanos, which was amazing. Like some guy takes the comic books. He went back and he does the comparison, but he shows you from what episode in the comics.
Right.
It's a YouTube guy. It's pretty fucking cool.
Did you see Did you see somebody put on Facebook?
The Suge Knight one?
No, not the Suge Knight one. Somebody put on Facebook, don't let anybody get all the Infinity Tims. And it had all the colors, the colored Tims. So stop them as soon as you see them getting the Infinity Tims.
I like the Suge Knight one. The Suge Knight one was the best one. It had Thanos in the Suge Knight in his checkered shirt, and it says, and he's on the mic, and he's like, "If you don't want all the corny villains in your movie,
yes,
that one was the best.
Yes,
come over to Marvel.
Over to Marvel Studios. Yes, I saw that.
That shit was the best. That was the best. But it is definitely a roller coaster ride. It is, and they got a shitload of X-Men coming back out. So
Phoenix is doing hers, which is going to be very interesting because I like that.
I did go back and watch Logan.
Oh, tell me you didn't think that was the fucking
awesome.
Just
all
the just like if you love acting, if you love stories, if you love it just puts a button on certain things and it gives you a sense of closure.
I watched it on the plane and it was so fucking good. You know what? I saw it before and I didn't get what I got 2 days ago on the plane on the way home. It was amazing. It was just fucking amazing. And then I came in this morning. I was watching Apocalypse.
Okay, yeah.
Which I didn't like before. Now I like it because I just don't like when they look like Power Rangers. Like when they have when the makeup. Listen, man, when the makeup looks like Power Rangers, that's why I didn't like a lot of the Star Wars with the Viceroy.
Yeah,
they were like puppets. They look like with the Jar Jar Banks and all this.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of that Phantom Menace stuff and all of that.
Well, I saw on the plane. I saw The Last Jedi. Yeah, and I was.
I was okay. I do want to see Solo. I am excited about Solo because that story of Han Solo, why he was such a rebel, why he was such a pirate. That story's not been told.
No.
So
him and the young Lando. There's
Childish Gambino plays
Childish Gambino. God,
plays
I can't remember what's his real name.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. Thank you.
Donald Glover.
Really talented. Yeah, but I saw that Star Wars movie. I saw the Denzel Washington movie, Roman J. Israel.
Oh yeah, you finally saw that?
Yeah,
you were the one that told me about it.
I know, I did. I finally saw it there, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Oh man, realize how great of an actor Denzel Washington is.
Yeah,
he was. he got attacked, but when that dude attacked him as he was going into his house, I'm not the guy! I'm not the guy! You got the wrong guy! I was like, this is awesome.
With his little orange foam headphones, like
Mhm.
everyone had those. They came with the Walkman,
Yeah.
and then to him slick back. But what was the donut?
The donut? It was a turkey bacon. It was a maple turkey bacon donut, and he got 3 of them. I think.
Where is that donut? A maple turkey glazed donut, and he just was like
maple turkey bacon.
maple turkey bacon glazed donut. Where the hell can you get one of
Mhm.
those? I at least want to taste it and just see if it's.
I like that movie for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
I thought it was written very well. I thought there were. I'm a theme guy, so
Yeah,
I want to see themes repeated, and I like the theme of death. Like if you do enough good, in order for your good to be projected, something has to die. And so you see that when the guy who ran the law firm, he was passing away.
Yeah.
Roman J. Israel, sort of like he died kind of twice because he's kind of like sold himself for a little bit.
Yeah.
So started living it up, and I remember that scene when he's sitting in the restaurant eating, really could give a shit what this woman is saying.
Right.
He's just sitting there eating his. I think you think the orange would be a little bit better. And then he eventually dies, and then his thing gets. And I think Colin Farrell was. I love Colin Farrell's character.
Awesome.
You saw his death as well. Like he changed. His character changed. He became a guy who was just concerned about money and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, he was a case guy. He was like,
right.
He was super stoic on the company itself, and was like, dude, we're just interested in billing, and then he had a heart. Then
he found a heart, and he said and it wasn't done in a corny way. It wasn't like sometimes movies do that, and they have this like still scene, and then they play violins in the background.
Yeah, and then
his heart changed. No, you saw the slow progression.
Right, he found morality through conviction. Like it was like through conviction he found morality, and he was able to kind of put himself and go, wow, this is worth fighting. And then to pull out the document and follow through with it. Was really refreshing.
That was really cool.
What I liked about that movie was it was something I hadn't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't about it was like everything has to be so reality driven.
Mm-hmm.
That this is the story of Michael Joseph with the so and so. Like I just liked that it was esoteric, and it really it took some creative writing.
Mm-hmm.
It took creative character building and making this up. I mean, you told me it wasn't rendition of nothing, right? It didn't come from us. So I like that. That's good old fashioned movie making. I mean, you make a movie that draws your attention.
We forget that I've actually heard people say this. Like people say, oh, well, would you read? So I don't like reading fiction. I don't like people just have this notion that you can't learn anything from a work of fiction, or you can't learn anything from a story unless it's a real story. And I think that's so far from the truth. I think fiction, it sort of allows you to tell a story and allows you to make those points a little
100%.
bit more poignantly.
100%.
And then I saw the Three Billboards movie.
It's great.
The Three Billboards movie was awesome.
Great movie.
Fucking.
What's
awesome.
her name?
Frances McDormand.
She plays that character very well.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes.
What are you talking about? But I just
exactly.
Really, she
was committed through the whole thing.
Great movie.
Yes.
That movie, to me, I put that in the box with No Country for Old Men. You said you didn't see North Dakota or whatever. What was it called? Oklahoma?
Dakota. When the guy Nebraska. Where the guy's taking his I think he's taking his father back or something like that.
I put those in those categories of like what? Like I mean Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson was great. He's become a great character actor.
He's become a great role.
Just a great role
from Planet of the Apes to like he's got it. I mean, from Now You See Me, Now You Don't to
I'm not a big fan of those movies, but
really?
I get you. Yeah,
I'm not. We love those. My wife and I love those.
My wife loves those too. My wife likes those too. I saw the first one. I was like, okay, this is but then the second one, I was like, oh, this is.
Yeah, I like
more tricks. It's like, oh, okay, so now we've created this other layer, and we now see this other layer. Yeah. So now we got to create another layer on top of those other ones, and it's like,
Which, by the way, David Copperfield was You see what's going on with him, right? With his
No.
show and his, he was forced by court order to reveal a trick.
What?
Yes, because someone got hurt.
Oh.
Someone fell through a trap door. Fucking damn near got decapitated. Really fucked up, and they had to go through. The guy's been like in a coma for like 6 weeks. Like,
oh man, okay.
So
I
the
can
family is
understand that.
demanding what the fuck,
What happened? What
happened?
went wrong here?
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
What went wrong, and obviously suing him and the casino that he works at, and
Right.
probably all of that.
Right.
But he was asked by the judge to come forth with the how it goes,
The mechanism, how it goes,
and the blueprints and everything. And it's a bummer because for years, it's like, don't give away the trick,
Well, yeah, and you kind of, I mean, I feel sorry for the guy that hurt himself. But number one, I would assume that he is not the only dude that's ever hurt himself in that venue.
Well,
So
because the bad part of it was they all signed waivers.
Yeah.
They signed the waivers,
Right.
and they agreed not to tell, and they were paid. They were rewarded.
Right, exactly.
So it goes to the other stuff of like, when is it wrong when you take the check and,
Right. You
and
took the money.
took the money.
You took the fucking money.
Right. And now
You took the fucking money. And do they have? Well, then okay. Then so if that's the case, then I mean, is he gonna reveal his? Because
he did it. They showed it. They
did. So he did.
They showed
Okay,
the
so he
blueprints.
agreed.
They showed, and he said, "Look, he says, I have a production team. It's a process. It's
Right.
a whole thing. I don't know where he went after that. Did he go? He said, did he follow the instructions? He was being honest. He says there is a possibility that when they said run, he walked, and the trap, think like maybe he didn't follow the instructions all the way.
Yeah.
And maybe we should have screened him better. Maybe he wasn't capable of doing it. And we didn't know he had a bad heart. And we didn't know he was going to have a seizure. And maybe,
Right.
So, which begs the question of what kind of screening do you do at that process? Like,
The death of magic.
I'm going to tell you what. We was on a fucking cruise. And they did a magic show.
Mm-hmm.
These 7 magicians, these motherfuckers were sick.
Yeah.
And we were like this. I'm like, Ron, you got the top. I look at the bottom. We're going to get this fucking guy. We're going to get him. We're going to get him. We're like, oh, shit. Where'd you go? Like, we did catch a few of them.
Uh-huh.
We did catch a few of the rubber legs, like the, because you could see the legs were just kind of dangling. And at a glance, it looked like it was the person, but they were fake. They were like foamy.
Okay.
They were like literally like blow up or whatever. That was one thing. The one thing we caught a motherfucker on was the, he had a person in the corner.
Okay.
It was like a seeing eye. She had these tattoos of these eyes on her, really creepy looking. And he was going over, was the, show me your license and this and that. And he shows her, and she says, oh, it's Orrin Whitfield from Valley Stream, from dun, 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 dun. And she's moving her lips. But he was a ventriloquist. It was him. He was reading it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I see it. I see your throat moving. That guy's playing Gallagher. He was busted.
Definitely.
And then I saw him in an elevator because he was on a cruise. We could go.
Yeah.
And I was like, ha, ha, ha. He was like, beat it, kid. Like, beat it. But there was quite a few of them. There was some, I don't know how it happened. There was some they did with us where he duct taped my uncle's fingers together, right? He took duct tape and he put his own glasses and he duct taped his fingers together, or electrical tape, and literally took the glasses out. And he's sitting there with his hands taped together, and then put his own glasses back on his head. And he's like, you can keep that. And it's fucking taped, man. It blew me the fuck away. And it was his own glasses, so it wasn't like, and they're like, so what happened? People are asking us, like, were you guys in on it? No, we just fucking sat here. Like,
that's right. That's death of magic.
I happen to like magic. I like what it forces you to do.
Yeah.
It breaks the rules. It breaks the boundaries. How is that possible? Like, come on. Like David Blaine and there's this new kid, Jabari, a black kid. Young black kid with the fro and the haircut and the high top, and I think his name is Jabari or something like that. It's just funny. And he does it nice. He's got a lot of cool tricks.
Okay.
And there's a lot of guys that are really. There's one guy that. Some of them have bugged me the fuck out.
Some of
until
them
I
are
see it.
trippy. The dude, what's his name, Carbondale or something like that. He's got this show, the
Carbonaro
effect.
Carbonaro
Like
effect.
Yeah,
That shit is crazy.
that's weird.
That shit is crazy. Did you see the one with the gnomes?
Yes, yes. Freak me the fuck out. It's like, and there's only but so much of that like I can be invested in because I'm watching on television and stuff. So,
right.
But
You're
still,
still 50-50 on
you know,
it. Yeah.
you take that for granted. Or what? It's just like how? Because if the dude is right there,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, wait a minute, what the fuck?
I like when he does it in stores. Like he does stuff.
Yeah,
When
like
he did
people
the-
are coming
he did
in.
the popcorn and shit. He was like, take you want to take the beans
Mhm.
and put them in and corn. Took a lighter and poof. Yeah, fresh popcorn.
He's got one with a silkworm, like a silkworm that like makes a design for you. Like you put a worm on a thing and then you put it in this thing and then after a couple minutes it like draws this design for you.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like his show. He has one with Shaq. You seen the one with Shaq?
No, Shaq.
Yo, barbecue chicken. They was pitching. Shaq was in on it though. They was pitching a chicken oven, like a egg maker.
Okay.
Fresh eggs. So they had a chicken in this box that would lay eggs for
Crank
you.
out fresh eggs.
And they're like, look, you could farm to table is a thing now. Wouldn't you like to have your own chicken in your kitchen in this nice box? And he lays fresh eggs for you, and it's great. Chicken, you feed him. He's in a cage, but it's not humane. They're like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. Like a new appliance in your kitchen
is a chicken.
Is a chicken. He's like, he's in the fucking box. So the guy goes, hold this and that. We're gonna plug this into the wall here. I'm gonna go get the other parts here. He goes and plugs this shit in. And you hear zzz. And Shaq comes, yo, what's up, baby? What's going on? I only got 5 minutes. You want to show me what this thing is all about? And he goes, wait, did you see the guy? And he was like, listen, man, I don't got time for it. Just show me right now, man. Show me. And he was like, the shit was fried. It was a rotisserie chicken. It was like cooked. He was like, I heard this thing could make fresh eggs. And the guy was like, I think we need to wait for the owner. And he's trying to make excuses. He's like, come on, little man, I don't got time for this, man. Yo, it's me and you, baby. It's Shaq. It's Shaq. He was like, yeah, man, but all right, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know this guy. I don't know how this is supposed to work, but this thing, and he opened the bottle, and the chicken was in there. It was regular, so he saw it when he hit it. The shit fried, and it turned into a
rotisserie chicken.
Yo, that show is funny, and I can't find it on like it's hard to catch on YouTube. Like they're doing a good job of keeping it off
like
of
low key,
YouTube.
like off of yeah.
It's like you gotta pay for it. Like you gotta really pay for it. Whatever.
That's good. That makes sense.
Yeah. I like how you can't just Google it and find it.
Right.
You can find the snippets of it, but if you don't watch the
little show, I don't watch like this other show. You ever watch Impractical Jokers?
Yeah, I don't like those guys.
You don't like those guys? Oh man,
I haven't invested.
Some of this shit is hilarious.
Some of them. I haven't invested into them enough.
Summertime weather gets nice. People don't know how to fucking.
It's probably just driving. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty. It's like the third one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Damn little rural town is going to shit now. Which, speaking of which, is the guy, the rant that happened on the Long Island Railroad was at my station here.
Was it?
Yeah, that was the guy. I mean, he lives not too far from here. Well, he lives in Long Beach, but
okay. But you connect up.
Yeah, it was a connection from here.
So I didn't get that. I just saw the part with him yelling and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and, I mean, it has to be a beginning to it.
Yeah, I didn't read the whole story. I just saw I saw the girl pleading her case, saying I felt like shit. I felt like and apparently she was just talking too loud on her phone, which I'm not a fan of. When people talk on the phone and we got to hear, oh, she's pregnant and this and that, and all this thought business and all this ratchet shit and bubblegum talk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's just like, come on, man. Like, That's what your day's about, and we gotta hear it.
And we gotta hear it, right?
Like,
Exactly.
that's pretty fucked up. But anyway, whatever it was, and then I don't know. I didn't see the whole thing in its entirety. ABC has it on. I didn't watch it. It's pretty fucked up. I mean, like people just don't understand. We talked about this before. Like, if you want privacy, get a private car,
Right.
or go to the quiet car.
Go to the quiet car.
There's a
Most
quiet
places
car
have
where
quiet
no one
cars.
can talk, and there's no connections and no loud headphones and all that stuff, and you can sit in a quiet car. For you to think that your space is
is your private space, right?
It's still public transportation,
Right.
So you are with common folk here, brother. Like, I mean, this guy acted like this was like she didn't deserve to be on the road. Like, that's why you people shouldn't be on this.
Yeah.
You should be on the public. And she's like, dickhead, this is public transportation.
Yeah, that's what he said. You should be on public transportation.
You should take the public trains or whatever. Like something like that. Like something stupid. Like,
that's what people. Sometimes you just let people talk, and then you just hear some of the stupid shit that comes out of their mouth.
Yeah, I just.
And then he said, and then I saw some of it when he started going back and forth.
You
Oh,
don't know
your mother,
monkey.
Okay, now we're getting.
Your mother's a monkey.
Now we're getting stupid.
Yeah,
oh, at least I know who my mother is, and then you start getting all that stupid shit. And, none of that is disingenuous. And plus, you know what? I mean, when you think about it, these are probably two people that just probably had a couple shitty days. That guy probably just had a shitty day.
Clearly looked like he had a shitty day.
Doesn't excuse some of the things he said, but he clearly had a shitty day. But then, just like you said, hey, you can tone it the fuck down on your damn phone. Yes, yes, you can have a conversation. Okay, fine. Just can you just chill? Can you just chill for a little bit?
For me, like, listen, if that's happening, I move.
Yeah,
I can't.
If it's disturbing me,
because
I'll move.
Listen, if you all remember Colin Ferguson and this fucking asshole that did what he did. Today is not the day to invade someone's whatever they think their right is. Unfortunately, is. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna go and tell you, yo, you should chill and you should calm down. Unless he invades my space and touches me or something, then it's game on. But I am not gonna tell somebody, could you tone it down some? Could you please? You know what? You do you give the courtesy look, you do the
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
And if somebody doesn't pick up, then
if you don't pick up on that and go, because it's happened to me, and somebody goes like this, and I go, "Ooh, am I loud?
Yeah.
Am I like?" I'll watch a movie, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, oh, they heard me." But I'll give the look, and if they don't pick up on it like that, if she gives me the, "So mind your business," that's apparently she was doing. She was a little lip smacking. Now all of a sudden she's offended that she felt less of a person. So
that's another thing I hate. I hate fucking hearing people suck their fucking teeth.
Fuck,
it just reminds me, like, are you in 6th grade? Like, how do you people? Just hear people like the train stops, and then all of a sudden, oh, this train's gonna be delayed. For you hear people. Like, what the fuck, man?
But it's like anything. It's like sighing, sneezing, laughing, coughing. I mean, people can't be afraid to interact with people. Somebody smells, somebody looks funny. Somebody I don't like. There's these 3 ladies that sit with us in the same every day. They won't stop fucking talking the entire ride and it's about 35, 40 minutes. And when you just want to do this. Nod off.
Put your head down just for a second. Yeah.
Oh well, when Harry went to the doctor, he saw this and that, and they're talking amongst themselves. But everyone looks and they go, "Shut the fuck up!" Like they just won't shut the fuck up. Even there's one lady in their group that goes, "Okay, now enough." She's a little older, and she tries to get a little nod off, and she just kind of like does this. Oh, but then I love the wine. The wine that comes in the basket. Oh, it's great. It's this and that. I take it out with me to the Hamptons.
There's some people that always have something to say.
Damn.
They always have something to say.
I like the Pulp Fiction. Don't you just love that silence?
Right.
The comfortable silence. That's what it's called.
Comfortable silences in which people don't feel like obligated to just fill that silence with bullshit.
With mindless bullshit is the line from the Tarantino film. Other than that,
I think no more. I think they're doing no more liquor on the trains.
Well, MTA's not selling it.
MTA's not selling it.
They won't sell it.
So it's going to be a conscious.
You could still.
So the MTA is not selling it. Okay, they're
They're
selling
out
it from
of
the
the
platform.
right.
And whatnot.
They're out of that business.
Okay.
That's what it was. So it wasn't that they don't allow it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they just say.
I never understood why they would do that anyway.
Well, because it was a fucking buck. They were just looking at the dollars. I
Yeah.
mean, they were selling it and figure why not? If they can allow it, why not sell it? Why not be part of the $2-3? That guy cakes up. I mean, he makes a pretty fortune. But but he sells it cheaper. So the guys upstairs were really complaining, like, "Yo, we sell $2-3 beers. He's selling them for $1.50 downstairs." So it was kind of like undercutting the stores.
Kind of undercutting the stores, yeah.
That pay rent.
That pay rent there. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
So get out of this business. You sell you drive trains. Why are you in the liquor carting business?
Right.
So that's what they got out of, not the actual, because it happened March.
When I went from Valencia to Madrid, I got on the high speed rail.
Yeah,
which is fucking.
You told me the high speed rail.
I don't understand why we're not doing this.
Yeah, we said that in the last one.
300 fucking kilometers an hour, nice smooth ride. Just yeah, exactly. It was like, oh, this is fucking beautiful. But there was a liquor car on the thing.
Oh, like Amtrak has. Great.
And apparently, like in Spain, they don't drink whiskey's not that popular.
Really?
Yeah. Cacique, something that's like an anise-based thing. Cacique, I think is the name of it. Cacique.
Wow.
And gin.
Okay.
Gin. So they love the gin tonics and whatnot. So when I asked for whiskey for Jameson, they look at me. Like when I went to that dive, like remember that dive bar I showed you the picture of?
Yeah.
And whatnot. The guy told me, he said, "Yeah, nobody drinks. It's all the way on the top shelf." Yeah. So I'm looking. I get my beer, and it's like and then I look. But I said, "Oh, I see you got Jameson." He goes, "Yeah." So let me get a Jameson. He reaches up and has to bring it down.
Because for years,
it's not even like he didn't even have a pour on it.
Wow. But for years, whiskey's always been for the generals and the armies and stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching Hotel Rwanda.
Okay.
And get me a case of your finest whiskeys. You know, it was always for the.
So it was like an elite.
It was an elite
thing. Okay.
Yeah, whiskeys were hard to come by, or whatever. The gins.
Because it takes time. Yeah. Because I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Because it takes time. It has to age.
Right. Not the cheap whiskeys, obviously, which is the one. But back in those days, it was like Idi Amin would come in and steal all your whiskey. Like, I want all your finest whiskeys.
Idi Amin, this large fucking dripping black bag. Taking your whiskey. Damn, Edie, you gotta take the fucking whiskey?
That's the good shit.
That's the good shit, man. Take this vodka. You don't like this vodka?
No. With the good shit.
No, with the good shit. Oh, I'll cut your
aging for 18 years.
I'll cut your hands off and
sew
them to your fucking neck.
So, this week I got a charity event on Tuesday for women empowerment stuff. I'm gonna go check that out.
Where's it at?
Downtown, Wall Street somewhere. Okay. It's a dinner. It's like some highfalutin dinner or something. Like, so, I don't know. I'm going there to meet with a designer because we're going to collaborate on something. Actually, the funny thing is, this is the designer who, I don't even know I should say it. She's responsible for all the Pokemon merch. Okay. So we're going to talk about something very interesting in hospitality. Not Pokemon, obviously, but she's talented. She's from Japan, actually. And I just got introduced to her from some other people. I met some very interesting people this week that were really like. I had a guy write me a check for $10,000.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Wrote you check. Check says Orrin Whitfield.
Yeah, he wrote it for me at the bar. And I don't tear that up, man. Don't do this. They wanted me to help them break in the market with their product. They sold some equipment, gym equipment and stuff. And they were a factory-owned company out of Houston. These were some big oil rig guys. They got into this business somehow maybe 20 years ago. And I don't know, just approaching it the wrong way. And I was like, I can't be the one that tells you, like, you've been doing it wrong all this time. Right. I mean, you guys have a lot of money. And it was like, nah, we just want your contacts or whatever else. And he was like, listen, I got a private jet here. I said, we're flying back to Houston on his own jet. And I'm like, that's cool.
That's awesome.
I'm going to tell you I'm not impressed because I've been around some wealthy people before, and I made a lot of other wealthy people wealthier. Now it's my turn, so and he was like, he took my business card and he was like, oh. That's why I'm ain't bullshitting. I'm telling you right now. He had a ponytail from Houston. He was like, I'll tell you right now. I said, listen, man, all money ain't good money. This sounds like a buy. Like you're buying.
Right.
And I was like, maybe you need to think about it after the whiskey wears off. I mean, maybe you're making a mistake here.
I like that phrase. I'm going to steal that phrase.
What?
All money ain't good money.
All money ain't good
All
money.
money
Man.
ain't good money. All money ain't good money.
Yeah, man, but we're going to get out of here. We're hit the 2-hour mark.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
Good to be back in the upstairs studio.
Back in the studio, live and direct for the fans. Two Bros Podcast, episode 30. I think this one is a wrap.
Yep. Peace.
Peace, everybody. See you on the next one.
Good morning. You're watching Two Bros Podcast on 13 Ghost TV. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Good morning, Las Vegas.